back to the channel. In today's video, we are back from spring break.
Yeah.
We are back from California. Today's video, we are going to be doing a haul of all the things that we have purchased or acquired, i.e. the free stuff, throughout our whole week in California.
Yeah, it was a great time.
So, first off, I just want to mention, we went to, I believe, 3 different book locations.
Four.
4?
La Jolla, Escondido, Verbatim, Barnes.
4 different book locations.
That helps when you put them in piles.
I know, right? And 3 of which were thrift, i.e. 2 from the library. 1 was an actual thrift store. And then Barnes was just a really cool Barnes location, but it was like normal pricing.
Yeah.
New books.
Really cool Barnes location.
But really cool, yes. I'm going to shout out my TikTok at the end, but also I'll put it right here because I did make like 4 or 5 different vlogs, like TikToks, on all the library or the cool bookstores that we went to, i.e. Verbatim and the Barnes & Noble.
Adventures_by_Katie.
Perfect. So go check me out and see all the things that we did during our trip. I'm still posting footage as of this date.
So we started with Point Loma Barnes & Nobles, the bookstore, and I left with 3 books and the rewards member bag. Katie has an orange one. I have the blue one. It's gonna hang out back there now. So I started by getting a book that I read on Libby, which was Betting on You. But it's the Barnes & Noble's Fun Edition, so it matches the rest of all of my Lynn Painter books that I have. So I started there. And then we were walking around, we were filming a TikTok. And I found this, and it's Carrie Fisher, A Life on the Edge by Sheila Weller. And I have never seen this before. And so I grabbed this because I love Carrie Fisher. She is absolutely probably my favorite person that has lived in like the film world, that like has lived in like my modern life, not just someone that like I idolize from the past, because like I got tons of those, but her and her mom Debbie Reynolds are 2 of my favorites, so I grabbed that. And then we were walking around and we found this cute little book called My Kind of Trouble, and then we looked at it closer and it said signed edition, and we were like, oh well, let's see it. And it had a whole bunch of little goodies in here, so we thought that was cute, which she also grabbed a copy of, because twinsies. So that was our big thing. I think that was your only thing you got from the
It was,
Point Loma.
yeah. It was just this. Yeah, it's a bookmark, a sticker, and a postcard with some
quotes and reviews.
Yeah, like review quotes,
Okay.
yeah.
But it looked really cute, especially once we started doing a little bit more digging on the author, which was super duper fun. So,
and she wrote, "Have fun getting into trouble."
yeah, and then signed right above her name, which is always great. So we did that, and then after that we went to Verbatim. Verbatim is stunning. I could live in there. I think one of our favorite pieces that we saw, like I loved the rainbow books they have.
Yeah.
And they also had books that spelled out Verbatim books.
Check it out on my Instagram. You'll see what we're talking about.
Yeah. And then I think our only other favorite piece, TikTok.
TikTok. I don't think I posted it on Instagram.
No, you didn't post yet. I haven't posted yet. And I left there with 4 books, and they're not horribly priced, I'll be very honest. The most expensive book I have is a signed copy, which is Wild Tongues Can't Be Tamed. And that was $15.
Nice.
But like I said, it's signed, so like I'm not upset about it. And it's a hardcover. Whereas like if you got a regular signed hardcover, like ours that we got at Barnes was like 30 bucks.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad.
31.02.
So I'm not, and that's with our discount. That's with our rewards member discount. So like I'm not mad that it was $15. It's like half price at least. I also got required reading for the disenfranchised freshmen, which I just thought was really interesting. It looks like it has some like different styles in here.
Cute.
So
dialogue.
Yeah, some like text dialogue. And then I got the Whiteout, which I've already read Blackout, which I really loved. It was fun. It was quick. It was easy. And then I finally got White Out. And then I also got a little sticker. We got the shop picture. And then my personal favorite, I hate books. Just kidding. But could you imagine? It's a sticker. And then my last book, excuse you, sit upright, is Rapunzel, Oh, or Don't Touch My Hair. Which is probably, I think it's my only softcover. Yeah, it's my only paperback. But it reads quick and short, almost like it's a poetry book. But it's like called A Love Letter to Black Women. So, like, I'm interested because, like, it reads like a poetry, but it also has, like, some more, like, written to it. Like, more, like, story, like, short story format almost. But it says it's a one-of-a-kind debut poetry, prose, and fairy tale. So, I'm excited. Something different. Cool. And then, what'd you grab at Verbatim?
At Verbatim, I grabbed 2 books that I've been holding off on buying from Barnes & Noble because she wrote 3 books, so I want all 3. But I didn't want to spend the full, like, I think it's like $14 each or something like that.
And they're not big books.
So we have Hold Still, which is her first one, and then We Are Okay, and then there's one more, but Verbatim had both of them for $6 each, so I grabbed those real fast. I've started this one already on the
When I got it Verbatim.
airport. And then I got This Is All Your Fault as well. This was $15, so this one was my most expensive, but this one also came with little stickers and a postcard, which, like, the postcard is signed.
Nice.
I think. Oh yeah, and then inside is also signed. So, I think that also bumped up the price a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I also got
I'd love to find
Black
that
Boy
one.
Joy, which was $7. So again, hardcover. I think the $15 was because, like, it's signed, which is fair. So yeah, this book. And then I'm Still Here, which she had picked up, but she already picked it up again, so now I get it.
Yeah, which we love a good balance.
Not mad about. And then for mine, I got the Verbatim postcard,
That one.
the Verbatim store
I
sticker,
don't know where my sticker went. That sticker I'm missing.
and then a little dinosaur.
Yeah, they came in a pack of 2. I can't find my dinosaur. And then we wound up going, not that same day, but we did, but in order technically of bookstores. We wound up going to the Escondido Public Library, and we went through their book sale, which is this beautiful pile right here. I grabbed the U.S. House of Representatives, which they were also, not only were they cheap because they're like library books and they're library bound, but they were also 50% off. So, like, this book was $2, so I paid $1.
Yeah.
So the U.S. House of Representatives I grabbed. I also grabbed Untamed, which we then also found at the La Jolla Library too.
Yeah.
Then I grabbed The Changemaker, How to Start Something That Matters. I also grabbed another one of Dash and Lily's Book of Dares. I don't remember if I have this one. I know I have a couple of them.
Yeah.
I don't think I have this cover, if I have any of them. So, TBD. And then I grabbed a slay of a children's book, which is Judy Moody Declares Independence. Judy Moody's the absolute vibe. Then I grabbed Pieces by Helen Oyeme, which, like, was not even library bound.
No, just donated.
Yeah.
I think.
But it gave me real Black Cake energy when I was reading about it.
Okay.
Cram this book so you know what the fuck is going on in the world today. Because you can't change the world if you don't know what's going on. Then this one I found last second, but I really thought it was interesting. It's called An Alternate Remedy for Loss, which I thought was really interesting. And it literally basically picks up with this woman at the same age that she lost her mom, where I lost my mom. Because it's at 22 years old, Olivia learns that her mother has only months to live. I was like, well, that's a little on the nose, but hello. Then I got Persist by Elizabeth Warren. What Do You Stand For? For Teens, A Guide to Building Character. Which I thought was really cool to look at character development. With being an English teacher, being able to see different perspectives and see what it means for them to see these character traits in places. So I thought that was something interesting. And then my last book from Escondido was Loving Re Virginia, which, like, I did not even know there was a book about it.
No.
So I was so excited. One of my favorite days is Living Day. All right, what did you get from the Escondido Library? She's like, I gotta fight for it.
I got Anxious People because, you know, the whole world is talking about it, and all of TikTok and all of BookTube and all of Instagram. And so I was curious. I'm falling into the little, like, well, I mean, I guess if everyone's saying it's good, let me try it out.
Mm-hmm.
And for
what, $2?
I believe $2. I was like, yeah, sure. Well, let me try it. So this is the one book I grabbed from the Escondido Library.
Nice. And then our last stop for our library book tour was the La Jolla Library, which we went because we wanted to do the San Diego Holocaust survivors share their story, which I thought was really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
One of the main things that you and I said, and what you said, was it really just kind of brings it home, and it's like sitting on our soil. Like, it's not just like, hey, this person that lived, a couple thousand years ago, what feels like a couple thousand years ago.
Yeah.
Did this thing and survived.
Like,
it's here, it's staring you in the face that these people live in San Diego. Or
12,
lived.
maybe? Like 6 and 6?
I think
is what I'm picturing. Of people who live in San Diego now, but come from all over, like, Eastern Europe.
Mm-hmm. And it's not just that. There was artifacts and memorabilia as well there, too, which I thought was really, really interesting. But we went to the Friends of the La Jolla Library store downstairs and had a field day. Which, let me tell you, the women that run that are absolute delights. They were so fun. They were both former teachers, so it was great to kind of chat with them. We were like, wow, this is our future. So I'll start with my children's book. I grabbed Jingle Dancer and then Ada's Violin, which I thought were really, really cute. Jingle Dancer I've seen in a couple places, and I actually used to look at it when I was going to only teach little kids. But it doesn't really hit the same at high school.
Fair.
And then this is my... Oh no, it won't come back up. It's a lot. Then I have... I went from the bottom because my leg was getting too hot. Then I have How Women Saved Democracy from Donald Trump and the Resistance. Which again, just an interesting story. And then we have I'm Still Here. Like I said, like Katie just said, we just found this one last time. And then it was $2 at La Jolla, so no harm, no foul. Copy of The Diary of Anne Frank. I had to read this book in college for women's studies for my sociology credit, and I regretted not keeping the book. But at the time, the book was like $45.
Mm-hmm.
And because it was used as like a research piece, and it was a biography research. And this is The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks, which I've literally said, like, I wish I could have kept it, but it was more beneficial to me as a college freshman to sell it back. And then I have How to Be an Anti-Racist, The Choice, which I believe this is a Holocaust survivor book. Yeah. The Choice. And then I have Unbound. I went ham. And then I have Cheetah, the memoir of Cheetah Rivera, which, like, love her. She's amazing. Oh, okay. Don't sit up. Who needs you? And then Piecing Me Together was the last book I grabbed there. So, you also went a little bit more ham at La Jolla.
I also got 2 children's books. I got The Boy Who Changed the World.
Super cute.
Which this one is, like, everything you do matters. So it teaches kids that, like, there's a ripple effect in your actions.
I have a bracelet that says that. From the Holocaust Museum, actually.
And then We Are Gardeners by Joanna Gaines and the Kids. Which, if you watch anything that has to do with house stuff, you know who she is. So this is like
Target in the last 5 years.
Yeah, this is her book with her kids, which is in like pristine condition. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
But then I also got a book of the month, Things We Do in the Dark. March book 1, which is a
graphic novel.
graphic novel. So I'm excited to read that one.
I want to find that now.
Well, and then I realized that it's book 1, so I was like, well, now I need to find the rest of them.
To the internet. That's the one I found.
Valen, yeah.
Babylon.
Babylon.
Yeah.
Which I literally only read the back. Like, I did.
I found this when we were walking, and I was like, wow, it gives Katie energy. It's like a post-apocalyptic.
In small town Florida.
Yeah. That survives.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, Katie, this is for you.
Legacy of Atonement.
Mm-hmm.
Which is CIA 1959.
Mm-hmm.
The Kindest Lie, which is 2008, Barack Obama, and Chicago is the setting. So, again, all very relevant. Coming back around. Uncomfortable Conversations with the Black Man. And then...
I found this one.
The last one, The Fates Will Find Their Way.
Which, again, I found this. I was like, Katie!
And this one is A Missing Girl. And that's all I remember.
Yeah. But that's all you need.
But that's all I need.
That's all she needed to bring her in. She said, oh, you son of a bitch, I'm in! So that was our books for our trip. It's a shame we didn't get more. But then,
yes.
So if we went in chronological order, after we did Barnes & Noble's at Bookstar and Point Loma, then verbatim, the following day we wound up doing the San Diego Zoo.
Correct.
And that was where we kicked off, like, this real vacation energy.
This is my ticket.
Mine's somewhere in my bag. I don't know where my baby rhino went. I'm really sad.
She has a baby rhino right here.
So we did the San Diego Zoo, which I had never been to. And so we went and we got to see the pandas.
Mm-hmm. Who have finally returned.
Well, we saw the panda booties. They were asleep.
Yeah, and they were showing us their booties.
Yeah.
But they were at the San Diego Zoo for a very long time, and then we had to give them back to China so that they could prosper more in China, or that China could also prosper with their breeding.
It was also part of their original deal, was that they were supposed to go back.
Yes.
It was always a temporary thing. However, it was never. They were never sure if we were going to get new ones sent back to the States.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that they came back was really, really awesome.
Yeah.
They're different pandas, but the program is back. The program is back in the U.S. I know San Diego got them back, and the National Zoo and D.C. also got them back.
Yes.
So we went with a panda theme for most of our souvenirs.
Yes.
Because one, she grew up going to San Diego Zoo. Like that's basically like her equivalent of us walking around City Walk now. She's like, let's go for a walk. Let's go to the zoo. But we got these pins and a patch. We got the same ones.
Yes.
Hers are already up on her board. Because I worked yesterday, I didn't unpack yet. That was done today while preparing for this. And then I also got the San Diego Zoo panda sticker. And she got that sticker.
And I got this one.
And we then did also a photo shoot in a photo booth, which we selected Panda for. And then we didn't get to do the butterfly house, but I was obsessed with this bag. So I got this one. And then I already used it during the week there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's rude. There we go.
I also got a bag, and I also used mine during the week. It was great.
Yeah. Best decision we ever made was to buy bags.
Buy a book at the beginning of your trip, guys. Buy a bag at the beginning of your trip, guys.
And I brought a bag with me, too. Like, I brought my Book of the Month tote that I got for being such an active member. I brought that with me, and we used that really quickly. But then I also got 2 shirts. I got the Panda San Diego Zoo shirt.
Cute.
And then I also got a crop, which matches the bag. It's the butterflies.
We love.
Yeah.
Which the butterfly exhibit starts
at the safari park.
At the safari park. Starts next week and goes from like the last week of March till like mid-April, first week of May. Mm-hmm. Which unfortunately our spring break never will fall under that.
Yeah.
But if any of yours does, the safari park always has the butterflies at that time.
Mm-hmm. But then I also got this because I got the little ornament of the year since we did go in 2025. And it is the pandies. So I felt like I had to do that because, like, I love getting an ornament. I usually put it on my main tree. Tuesday, we did Disneyland and Disney California Adventure, Tuesday and Wednesday. We did a one-night stay at the Grand Californian. Shout out to being a cast member. And we drove up Tuesday morning. We left the house at, 5?
Yeah. 5.
We stopped for donuts.
My favorite, Peterson's Donuts in Escondido, California.
We stopped for donuts. And then we finished our drive up, checked in at the Grand Californian by, 6:30.
Yeah.
Which Linda was the best. If you have the opportunity to meet Linda at the front desk of the Grand Californian on third shift,
yeah,
she's an absolute vibe.
So you got to get there super early or super late.
Yeah, but she is an absolute vibe. She will tell you everything and anything you need or want to know. We probably
Tips and tricks.
We probably killed most of our time that we needed to wait.
That's true.
Just talking to her, which was fine because honestly, once we got into the security line, it went pretty fast. So I got the DCA Starbucks pin because it didn't have the Disneyland one, because why would we? So now I have to scour the internet for that. I also got the Disney Charming carousels, so I got that, which is great because I also love a good carousel. And then that's an empty bag, and I'm not keep going there. And then I got for the anniversary, they have the iTrade pins, and we both have the Disney World version, so we had to get the Disneyland version.
Of course.
Went full. Oh, that's not even the one I wanted. It's not helpful. Sit over there. So we did Web Slingers, which, oh my god, Web Slingers is so good. I wanted to go again, but it kept going down. So once was the only time meant for us.
Mm-hmm.
But I basically got every pin possible.
Yeah, you did.
I got the Spider-Bot pin, but I got this as a consolation because I wanted to buy a Spider-Bot. So I was like, a pin feels a lot more reasonable of a decision.
It is.
And then I got the patch, which for the web slinger. So when I put my pins up, they can kind of focus around my patch.
Okay.
And then I got the Marvel's Avenger Campus pin. Done. And then I got the Stark Industries Web Labs intern, and then the web pin. And then I went for the full pack of 4 because, I have no self-control. And I love Spider-Man, I love Marvel.
So I also have the California Adventure Starbucks one.
Copycat.
And then I have the Stitch for the 25th anniversary of pin trading. The iTrade pins for Disneyland. Also says California. And then I also have what I'm counting as my Web Slingers ride pin.
Yeah.
Which they didn't really have a pin that actually stated
Web Slingers.
Web Slingers. Which is a little annoying for me in my collection. But you're gonna know that that's what this is for.
I also got that one.
I also got Winnie the Pooh Day.
That one I got too. That's in my backpack.
Because I think we either went the day of or the day after to Disney World.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we were being locals, so we were saving our money. But then she found it at Disneyland as well. And I was like, hey, well, we went on Winnie the Pooh Day, so we should probably get it. And I got our hotel pin because I also have that collection of all the hotels we've stayed at. So the Grand Californian. I got a 25th anniversary pin trading again. This is a metal, and this one is Chip and Dale. And then because we went during California Adventures Food and Wine, we have the Food and Wine pin, which flips open. And then my dad got me the Dumbo Boba as well.
And then my last pin was Grizzly River Run.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Because I collect every attraction I go on. My dad started that when I was afraid to try new rides. So he used to bribe me. And this was my first time doing Grizzly River Run because it was closed last time. Because I went in January the last time. And it was down for refurb.
And then I traded for the Stitch pin, so I just added it into my little haul. And it's part of the mystery box set that is out now. And I'm pretty sure I don't have this one part of that set at the moment, which I can also verify right now. I do not.
No, you have a lot from that.
I know, right?
I'm proud of that. Yeah, and then we just kept going. Yeah, we celebrated. The trip that we took to California was her present from her parents for her birthday because we don't get off for her birthday. It's in April.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of kept going. We went the first night we walked through World of Disney and Downtown Disney on our way back to the hotel, and we did a little bit of a shop, so we didn't have to do it all at once.
True.
Which during that time, I grabbed this downright cutie patootie, because I've loved this collection since they dropped it. But Miko is my absolute favorite of that collection, and we have not had plush Miko in stock since this collection dropped, which is like the Pixie plush. They have pins that match it, so if you're not a plush collector, there are pins that exist. But I could not resist. And then we wound up getting t-shirts because they were on a deal. It was like buy two, get them for like 20 or 22 each, which is usual. And we wound up getting matching shirts, so she just brought hers instead of having us dig out all of our shirts. Which we got the Disneyland like park one, which like Disney World we have, it's in white, but it has all the rides and their opening dates on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got another one,
Which is very old, mind you.
yeah,
Because the last one on here is Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
in 2019,
And Tiana's just dropped.
and Railway was before
And
that.
Reb Slingers.
And then our other one, which we have the Disney World version of this shirt, so we went and got the Disneyland one, and we twin.
Yeah, I love this one. It's so soft.
It is.
It's like exceedingly soft for no reason.
Yeah, and then that night she also got her Disneyland sweatshirt, which her mom has a Minnie Mouse version for Disney World, but this is what she got for her sweatshirt, and then it also has him on the back.
Saying ta-ta for now.
And then I didn't get my sweatshirt till the next day, but I went with a classic Disneyland. Because all of my Disneyland sweatshirts are like the classic ones. Because they had other one I had was like the Icon 4 Parks, and then I had World of Color, which I still have them all. I just don't wear them as frequently as I'd like to. But then we got really crazy at DCA, which we went back and forth honestly, but we did dedicate a lot of time to DCA because we hit up the Food and Wine Festival, and we got the 8-item Sip and Savor Pass. And it came with this little plate, which these function as cup holders.
Mm-hmm.
But this just worked really well when I was putting this together for this. I was like, wow, they sit really nicely together. So we each have a plate, and then we each have our pass from when we went. And then the only other thing that I've really ever wanted from DCA was the Midway games. And I've wanted to do them since they came out. And so we did those, some of them on the first night and then the rest on the second. But also while we walked around the Midway, I grabbed any of the headband characters I hadn't seen in our park or I knew had sold out in our park. So like we have Anxiety, I have Mochi, Baymax, I also have Disgust and Sadness. So I wanted to grab who I know sells out here / who I haven't seen here. Like I have not seen Mochi here. I think I've seen Baymax but not Mochi. But the big thing I wanted to do was the games. So I went and did La Luna, because that's one of my favorite shorts. And I got lucky and I got a medium prize. I did not want a large prize. I did not want Bambino. I literally just wanted all the stars and the moons. So I got everyone I wanted. Where'd you go? So, yay me. And then I didn't know there was an Wally and Eve game, and I have a Wally and Eve like collection of things, so I got to boot.
So cute.
I was so excited. This one was super fun. We went, like I said, I thrived at Marvel Avengers Campus. So I went to Pim's Ted's Kitchen. I got the beer mimosa, which I'm not gonna lie to you, was a lot better than I was expecting.
Yeah.
And then Katie went on a hunt and found me this sipper.
I was going for churros.
Yeah,
I
but
did
she
find
came
the churros, and
yeah.
then I found.
Yeah,
I
we
was
found a
like,
churro
hey.
that was part of the Sip and Savor and forgot to use our Sip and Savor on it.
I did.
It's okay because churros are cheap.
Yeah.
But I have my Captain America shield. I love it. And then my last thing from Disneyland was my ornament. And it's just like a heavily embroidered beaded castle.
Yeah.
I said though, Linda is a queen. She gave us every single ounce of information you could possibly want
Yes.
or not want. She gave us postcards. She gave us maps. She gave us a secret photo spot. Katie will insert photos of this moment later. Honestly, I think you should put your parents in theirs too, because those are freaking funny too. She even gave us all our activities of what was happening and when.
Yeah. If we stayed longer and we had like the whole week at the resort,
I would have done a whole day at the resort.
Very helpful information.
Our DCA day was a lot of eating and a lot of bouncing back and forth. The smartest thing we did, though, was divide and conquer for Sip and Savor. Because if there was something that we knew both of us wanted to try, but we didn't want our own, we would just send the other one off on the adventure to go pick up.
Which you can see everything that we ate during Food and Wine
on her TikTok.
On my TikTok.
But the biggest thing was I went to Clarabelle's ice cream shop to get this strawberry shortcake. And one thing that I found when I was in line, I texted her because she went to go get a churro. And we found this ice cream truck, ice cream bucket. And it's not deep, I promise. Like, it's not that deep. But it comes with a 3-scoop sundae. And it's so fun.
It's so cute. I thrived. I usually don't buy any of this.
I'm not a popcorn bucket person.
Just because, like, they're so big.
And there's so many.
But, like, it has Goofy, and it's a cute truck.
I knew.
And
I knew that was your reason. I literally said to your mom, I said, the second she saw Goofy serving ice cream, she was cooked.
And I feel like, I remember seeing this on socials, like, months ago. And they'd be like, oh, of course it's at Disneyland. But I totally forgot it was there, knowing we were going. I totally forgot it was a thing. Until we went to the Clarabelle's line, which if we never went to go get the strawberry shortcake, we would have never found this. So this is gonna go probably in the kitchen.
Yeah, on the top of the
popcorn bucket.
Yeah. Thursday was La Jolla, which we showed you our lovely haul. But we also wound up going down to the beach, and we saw the little seals during pupping season.
They were so cute.
They were so freaking cute. It was so exciting. That was so much fun. Friday was the safari park.
Yeah.
Which that ticket I know has a little baby rhino on it because I have a photo of it. Grabbed a capybara postcard because they're so freaking cute and we saw so many of them when we went to the actual zoo and I was obsessed with them. I got 2 because I'm gonna mail one to my aunt's classroom because they are currently studying animals and South American animals specifically. She said they're obsessed with capybaras right now, and I was like, me too, every day. And then I got these cutie patooties, which I got it just because I love a platypus. Made apparent by this little guy. But so my current mouse pad has suffered a horrible death by Ice-T at school, and I'm really sad because it's a Dino Institute, and I got to check Redbubble to see if they still have it. So, but in the meantime, I got Save the Chubby Unicorns to hold its place, and then I also got 2 pins, because they didn't actually have a Panda Ridge pin when we went to the Panda Ridge.
Yeah.
So I got that one, and then I got the actual, San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance pin.
Perfect, which represents both parks.
Yeah. And then I got stickers.
Woo!
I got this cutie patootie. I got this cutie patootie. And my personal favorite is this guy. So yeah, I did quite a bit of damage. And then the last thing that I forgot, because you guys went to the gelato shop.
Esco Gelato. Fan favorite.
I think we went to the zoo, right?
Yeah, our first full day.
The first full day, when we went to the actual zoo, not the safari park. And Katie messaged me all of a sudden. She was like, look at this cute stuff. And she sends me all these cute little, plates and bowls that are in there.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, that blue one is so cute. So, her and her mom got me this little blue bowl.
Yeah, I want.
But that is our everything, I'm pretty sure at this point.
Yep. We did go to Daiso, which is a Japanese, trinket store.
Which they just opened one here in Tampa. I had never been.
Which I'm obsessed with Daiso. I love that store. I hate that we don't have more all over America. Because it's really cheap stuff of any variety. Stationery, kitchen, laundry, cars, phones, plush.
Housewares.
Anything.
Alright. So that's everything that we got in California.
Yep.
I don't think we left anything out. I'm pretty sure that's literally everything.
Yeah, I think the only thing we didn't really show was the Daiso stuff, but that is also on my TikTok. We have a TikTok about that. Or like we went to the mall. I got like a couple shirts with it on.
I got a bra.
Yeah, but, like, but basically everything we purchased over our last week over spring break, you guys have seen. That was weird. We're moving on.
So that's it.
That is it. Can't wait for our next adventure.
But first, of a video.
Yeah, a couple more book videos and then hopefully a couple more adventure videos.
Yeah. Because
We're
someone's
gonna
birthday's coming up.
there's that. We have some unplanned, booked, but talks, plans. We do have a big plan later this year. So a lot more travels coming in between all of the book content. So if you like both, keep watching, hopefully. Comment down below, what do you do for spring break? What will you do for spring break? Because I know we probably kicked off the American spring break.
Yeah.
So yeah, what are you going to do? What are your plans? And thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check out my TikTok, adventures_by_Katie, for all of our spring break activities.
And then my Instagram, which is Grieving Through Reading.
And her Instagram. And we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Thank you for watching. Bye.